So yeah, okay. I think we're good. We're just start the scrum. Yeah. So thank you to everyone for attending today's scrum, and I will be the chair for today's scrum, and Kalilis will be the secretary. So yeah, Kalilis, please take the notes of today's scrum. Thank you. And I think there's. I would like first of all, I would like to apologize if there's some noises because there's a little renovation in my house. So yeah, and I think today Tara is not attending the scrum because she's taking a day off, and I think it's due to that she's moving house. Yeah, and yeah, no, and then we would like to start the scrum by uh, campaign and personals update. We can start from from Kavidi's update. Yeah, this one. Uh, from the campaigns update. Is there any update from your side, Kavidi?
No, but just to recap the update that we had last campaign scrum, actually most of the funnels are actually improving, except for the final funnel as well as the direct, I don't know, instant book funnel. But the one for the last funnel actually has a lag time, and we're waiting for the result of the workshop that we had today with HR.
Hmm. Oh, all right. Okay. Um, from the other campaign, do you have any updates again, Kavidi?
No, no. Thank you.
No.
Thank you
Okay.
very much,
Thank
Christian.
you. Does anyone have any opinion on this Kavidi's update? Okay. I don't think so. Okay. Thank you.
A quick question
Okay.
over to the chair, which is actually remind me if I'm not mistaken, Lilith or maybe Lilith. Do we do we review campaigns today, or do we just go into people's cards today?
Actually, the review is just like, yeah, we have 5 campaigns running, and this one is like Airbnb is going something and something, and this one is something and something. Not really reviewing the campaign actually,
Okay.
just overview.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. That's fine. Yep. Back to the chair. Please continue.
Okay. Sure. And then from Kalilis campaign, is there any update, Kak?
Yeah, actually, for the BI Scrum, we the chair should mention like how is the campaign perform, all of the campaign. The chair should review it by a short amount of time. So that's for the next time, Rida. But actually, for this, I will help you to update for the Booking.com. Actually, there are some activities, and it is progressing but really slow. And then for the Facebook probe, it's also progressing. We convert one more deal. And from the agent side, there is no more deals, but still progressing in activity. And for the Instagram, I think we would like to move to using the website that you, Frida, is actually revising, and we will wait until everything is agreed to launch the ads physically. Yep. That's for the campaign, Fira.
Okay, thank you. And okay, I think we can just move to personals update. Everyone, for each one's pivot. Oh, I'm sorry, my Trailboards is loading. So yeah, I think we can start from Coffee D. Do you have any updates on your pivot?
Yes, my update is on B52 Taploka, only the car. Actually, we've joined another campaign from Taploka to boost the funnel, basically because there are no activity in the middle part of the funnel. There is this thing called cancellation policy. It's very similar to the one that it's in Airbnb, but this time they offered also discount of 10%. So we've joined that on two of our listings that are available. And maybe just a heads up to maybe Mo Wayana can help Andre to settle the dependency for dalam Binarak. But one of our bottleneck in Kapluka is the long wait time from proposal to uptime in for body property because for the body property we have a different home manager. And it's been a while. We have asked them multiple times, but the response is very slow.
Hmm, okay. Okay, thank you. Does anyone has any opinion on this update?
Mm,
Yeah. Okay. To Kalilis.
maybe since this already started long time ago, I guess. Do you have any deadline for this video? I mean, yeah, I know. Acquiring sales from a new, what is that? OTA is really hard. But do you have any time that you predict to finish?
Yes. So as I said before, we have to get the snowball like from really small, but we will start like different type of strategy every like a week or two. So maybe for this one, for the campaigns that we apply for Traveloka, I give the deadline for 30th of October.
30th of October.
30th of
So,
October, so the end of the month, because that will mark the start of November flash sale. Because if this doesn't work, we will pivot to another strategy, which is the flash sale strategy.
it is still within Traveloka.
Yes, but it's still within Traveloka.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, okay. Does anyone else has questions or something to say about this? I don't think so. Okay. I think. Yeah. Okay. Kavidi, do you have any updates on the other car?
No, mister. There
Okay.
are no updates regarding that one.
Okay. Thank you to Kavidi. Okay. I think we can move on to Kalilis updates. So yeah, Kalilis, the time is yours.
Yeah. So for my card, actually, I'm progressing in the activity, but as you can see from the screenshot, that there is no conversion yet from that. And I think I said the due date is 31st of October, but I think I would like to stop this because really low chance to complete the transaction target, which is 800 USD, and um it is I guess not working. I mean, the campaign is not working, so I have to pivot to another idea, I guess. If anyone has any comments or something that I can do for this campaign, just please show me. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kalilis. Does anyone have any idea to this problem, or maybe you want to comment something? No.
Wait, I do.
Okay. 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 To Mr.
Me
Jing
first.
first.
Me first.
Oh yeah. When you mentioned that, thank you very much, Ms. Chair, and thank you. Sir, sorry, sir. Just a little bit. When you mentioned that this doesn't work, have you identified why it doesn't work? Let us like, is it because of a supply issue or the delay time between asking for supply and also getting back to the post itself, or are there any problems?
From the response, how much for the 14 response, they like responded, and basically they don't like the property. I mean, and the other things is there's one on-site visits, but after then they choose another property. Like even I give it like 3 million for a guest house, but there's another property that they choose basically. So it is like I don't know, because they are searching for many properties. I guess this is more because they have offer many offer from the people that thinks that this property is suit to this person that is post. I mean, for the post that the person writes. So there is a higher probability of other the competitors that reach him her out basically, or the cast out. That's my that's my analysis, I guess.
Okay, thank you, Liz.
Okay. Thank you. I think we can move on to Mr. Jinx. Seems like you have questions before.
I just need to understand this a little bit better. So this is Facebook Marketplaces. Is that correct, Lilith?
Um, not marketplace, but it's yeah, that's marketplace, but in the form of group where people can post their needs, and then we react to their needs to offer.
Okay, and it doesn't work so well, yeah?
Yeah, even on site visit, I only have like one on site visit
Right,
after 50 reach outreach.
right. You know what? I just had an idea. I'll talk about it at the discussion later. Um, But
Do
who's
you want me to write, sir?
yeah? Please try to find out if we can get into a Russian social media forum.
Russian social media forum.
Okay, and the reason I say this is this. So I've been spending more time in Canggu recently, and I noticed there's something really interesting. Okay, so every night there will be some event that draws like a huge number of people to that venue. Okay, so like every night of the week there's something. There's usually somebody offering free food or alcohol or something like that, right? And they'll get a huge crowd. The crowd is actually pretty massive in Canggu. Um, I'll easily count off about 600 motorbikes sometimes, like in one particular venue, right? It'll be just absolutely huge. So then, what I'm estimating is I probably am looking at I don't know maybe about 30 or 40% of the total market space at each one of these events. I'm guessing, right? So I'm guessing that there's probably about 1,000 people in the total market space that are renting villas and looking for that are in this particular market space. By and far, the majority of them are Russian. like I think it's 70% of them are Russian. So I don't know if Russian people actually use Facebook, and it also brings up the question of yeah, is there any Russian only platform that is getting traction right now? Um, and I noticed some of our competitors are Russian too. Like I think BNB Profit, that's started by a Russian guy. So yeah. Anyways, it might be worthwhile to look into finding where Russians are hanging out
Six or note take.
online, as well as offline.
Um, okay, I think yeah, that's a very great idea from Mr. Jing. I think we can discuss it more on the sub discussion or in the discussion management board. And I think we can move on to Kak Joseph's pivot. To Kak Joseph, is there any updates from your side?
Thank you, Mister. So there's only small update. I've started working on it again and just finished 10% of the list. So yeah, that's all my update for this task. Thank you.
Okay, does anyone has any question or opinion on this updates? No. Okay, I think we can move on to with Tara's pivot since she's not attending the scrum and I don't see any updates on her pivot and also I have asked her through Slack but she hasn't replied yet so I think we can somewhat that there's no update from her uh, pivot and I think we can move on to my updates which is the first one is yeah the internal orientation and the improvement is that I take for task and I'm planning on finishing it today since tomorrow is the due date and also on the striking long term page there's some updates and also some frictions and so the updates is that I have Mas Gani and also Kalis have published the web and I think we are planning on changing the booking request from the booking request form because there's a problem in making the real-time notification through Trello or and Slack. Because I'm asking Kabayu for the notification, and he suggests me to use Trello instead, but it can only use one form, and I haven't got any further confirmation yet. Yeah, so yeah the very first plan is that we would like to make three forms that we have because we have three kind of properties luxury unique and also middle but we think that it's really hard to notify three different forms so yeah I think we would like to change it but the friction is that it would be more complicated for the users and also we're also the other updates is that we have made the descriptions on long-term page header and property types, also changing the content link buttons so it match the design. Thank you. Does anyone has any question or opinion on this? No. Okay. I think we can move to Mr. Jing's pivot, and there's no card there. Do you have any updates, sir?
None.
No. Okay. Thank you. And I think we can move to Moayana's pivot. So yeah, to Moayana's. The time is yours. Maybe there's any updates.
Okay, so my the result of my private actually so to paid canvasser. So we do have one canvasser today supposed to be going to Ubud from this pivot, but I haven't seen the result yet. I was just asking in the WhatsApp what happened. So that's my update for today.
Thank you, Moayana. Does anyone has on any opinion or comment on this update or question maybe? No. Okay. Thank you. I think we can move on to. Oh yeah. Before move on to the tableau, I think Kalis can share the notes of today's updates.
All right. So my notes, where is it? Okay, so first from my side, I would like to stop the social media listening MVP, which is from the group, a Facebook group, because it is not working well. Like there's no conversions. And then for from Mr. Jing, there's a discussion regarding Russian forum. We'll discuss later more. And then from VD, we'll see the current program registered, whether it is working or not. And if it is doesn't working, we'll move to November flash sale. And the deadline is October 31st. And then from Joseph, there's no update, but starting to work on the catalog again. From Tara, there's no update. From Fira, completed four tasks from BI material since tomorrow is the deadline. And then the new web design is published. There is a change in the request to book form based on coordination with Mas Bayu because wants to integrate with Trello. So we need like one form. But one form is more complicated for the users actually. And we'll discuss more later with Bayu. And then from Jing, there is no updates. From Wayan, there is one canvasser going to Ubud for field canvassing, and there is no result yet from this one. Thank you, Fira.
Okay, thank you, Kalis, for reading the notes, and I think we can move on to the tableau, and I would like to share the screen. Okay. Okay. So as we can see here, the on the booking page side, we can see that on last Friday, which is on October 16, we get the booking page peak. So we get like 15 bookings on that day. And it's more some of them are a real time booking, and also I think it's for the the weekend stay, and yeah, and also when we're seeing the weekly sales, I think on the last 2 weeks we got a very so much higher revenue rather than so much higher sales rather than the last week, which have the peak, and yeah. And also for this week, we got higher sales rather than last week, and yeah, I think that's a good sign. Also, moving on to the squad revenue growth. Wait, it's loading. Sorry. Okay. Wait. I'm sorry. Yeah. So while waiting for the loading, does anyone has any opinion? Oh, okay. Sorry. It's for the squad revenue growth, I think there's no big differences. Since yeah, on the squad one still leading the revenue, and it's still the same like last month or even last 2 months. And also we can see on the coronavirus monitoring and the what is it yeah. I believe there's a high cancellation as well on October 16th, as we remember that on October 16th we also got a a high booking pace. Yeah, I think that's all because yeah. Does anyone has opinion on this statistics? Mm,
Actually, I have question.
oh yeah.
Maybe Jing or VD, do you know why is the revenue climbing up again? Because I don't see any big transaction actually. Yep, VD.
I believe one from the 19,000 to 22,000, or from the 22 to 24. For which one?
For
There are
the in-month revenue, I mean.
Yeah, there are two climbs, right? The 19 to 22, and then the 22 to 24 500 which one? I believe there is one big transaction at the end of the month for lot property, if I'm not mistaken.
Lot.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, there is a booking for lot 6, I think. Oh, lot 5. I think Nadine converted lot 5 deal.
Oh, a direct booking.
I'm not sure, but I remember her inquiring about the price.
All
But
right.
yeah,
I just prevent the data misunderstanding basically.
Yes, there is a booking for lot 5. It was 21 to 28. She got they paid 2 million, and the rest still waiting for the payment. So
yep.
that's the update that I know.
Right.
Mm,
Oh,
okay.
Erika, yeah. Thank you, Moya.
Does anyone has any opinion or insights from these statistics? Um,
So a bit from me, maybe.
yes.
Um, so the previous week, actually, our total sales is lower than this week and the past week. But if we notice, the in-month revenue is more on the last week as opposed to the other ones. That's one interesting fact. And also, it suddenly climbed. Just to clarify to everybody, on the 16th, there is a database failure. That's why the exchange rate is not loaded up to the database, causing the data loss in Tableau. And also maybe a little bit on the revenue, 24 500, right? So we're already surpassing the minus. If we look at the insights and also growth, right? That is
Growth.
growth, right? We're already surpassing the more than the negative last month. So it should be around 92 in growth step, Fira.
Minus
Oh, wait,
92.4, I guess. On the
wait.
growth. Yeah.
Growth. Okay, wait.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
no. The bottom one for 2020 October
October.
Um,
on the
No,
top graph. I mean top graph, but the lowest, the bottom line.
I can. Oh,
yeah.
Yes,
is this
so
one?
92.4, and last
Yeah.
month
Yeah.
it's 92.9. So it's
Yay!
better than last month.
Right. It is progressing then.
Mm,
Mm.
okay. Is there
Yeah.
any other insights
Yes,
or
and also looking at the projection, I just realized that November is like the trend is that November is worse than October, right, sir?
So November is worse than October. Traditionally, yes.
Yes, traditionally, yes. So
Traditionally, it's the worst month of the year.
yeah, that's something that we have to look out for, I think.
Yeah, and the starting revenue is also very low, I guess, for November. Can you go back to revenue, Frida? Frida. Oh, man.
right? Okay.
Call you Frida.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even 10,000.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah,
That one.
so that's one thing.
Mm, so yeah. Is there any other insights or opinion?
Yep, and maybe one thing that we usually check is, are there any movement in the difference of audience, Fira, in the coronavirus monitoring origin, guess origin?
I haven't found that one.
Oh, coronavirus monitoring,
Oh, wait. Okay.
and
Uh,
then BV guess origin.
Right. The mm, this one, right? Okay. Yeah. Um, from this, I think yeah. From the guest, I think it's still from Indonesia is still leading, but um, mm, it's I think there's no big difference since last and on the last quarter, since yeah we just the quarter four. Is there anyone have any opinion on this?
Yeah, I'm just a bit curious because just now Mr. Jing mentioned about the event that has a lot of Russians, but like since 3 quarters ago, I think our Russian guest actually dropped. Although it kind of increased a little bit, but maybe if there are potential, just to back up the idea, if there are potential in reaching out back to Russian guests.
Oh yeah, I think that's one thing to consider as well. Thank you. And does anyone want to see other statistic or growth or any opinion? No. Okay. I think we can close this taboo session. I think we should move to the discussion management board. Yeah. So there are four what is it for discussions that we have to discuss, yeah. And the first one is from I think we can talk about what Jing suggested before about the Russian social media forum. Yeah, so yeah, does anyone has the view on this?
Yeah, you know what? I just got some good insights. I was kind of chatting during this talk. So I went to a few Russians in my stand-up comedy club, actually. Funny thing, right? And they just shared to me a few things. I'll show you the data, guys. Right. So this chat is pretty cool. So this is Pavel, and I was just talking to him, and he said there's two Telegram channels and one Facebook channel that we should take a look at. The Telegram channel is t.me Bali Rental right here. Oh, sorry, I can't zoom in. So let me just try to open that up, see what happens actually. So this is one parent site. A lot of Russians are sort of hanging out in this one. And we have Aldo, who might be able to participate in chats in this particular group, so that would be cool. And then there's another Russian Facebook group over here, and these are Russians looking for whatever, some Bali property. So this might be. Oh wow, there's 60,000 of them. Wow, that's a pretty good group. Okay, to answer Vidi's question, I think Russians kind of stay once they've booked, right? Like our Russian friends over at Ruma Portava. So I don't know, these are probably just whatever people who might need a new place or what have you not. But this is pretty cool. And then I had a different Russian friend who gave me two other contacts. So we have three potential groups in Telegram and one potential group in Facebook that we might try out, right? See if there's any potential there. Anyway, so I'll move those links to the paper, and perhaps one of Lilith can think of a way that we can start reaching out into these groups and see if we can reach more property. Yeah?
Amen. Actually, hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, tumbo na, yeah.
Okay. Actually, I Telegram, the group that the logo that you showed me. Actually, I tried already in Telegram earlier when it was
This one.
not three. Not this one.
This one.
The other with the blue. Yes,
This
I'm
one.
actually joining that group, and also Aldo when posting there,
Mhm.
and then I believe also Nadine been trying us when in the Telegram, but maybe you can follow up with Nadine
I see.
and Aldo regarding this group, like how it was the thing. Because I remember for the one that have blue sign on Facebook already been added in. I have a group.
So we've been here already, basically.
Yes, but I think you need to just follow up with Nadine and Aldo regarding this to reconfirm.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and copy the links and ask them if they've been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you to Mawayana. And so yeah, so it's actually we have tried to get into Telegram group for the Russian groups. And does anyone has any opinion or suggestion maybe from for this idea? No. So okay. Yeah. Okay. There's no other opinion on this. I think we can move to the other topic, which is yeah, I think this is very important one on from Kalilis. So when should we start the price change for Airbnb and how to find the least opportunity lost? So yeah, I think yeah we have some updates from Airbnb and we have to change the price structure. So yeah, to Kalilis, maybe you can open the discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Firai. Actually, I have talked to VD previously that actually the plan is starting, I guess, next week. But I would like to open to the forum. If anyone has suggestion, like because uh, when we change the price faster, then we will have higher price before the commission change. But if we change it later, perhaps we also sell our property at cheaper price, I guess, because there is 15% cut from Airbnb. So anyone has suggestion or something about this?
So yeah, does anyone has suggestion for this?
Yes, really.
Yeah, maybe I haven't checked regarding this one, but maybe we can set the rate adjustment to 0%. But we have already prepared all the channels that we want to include in the uh, channel adjustment group, and then like 1 or 2 days before Airbnb actually change the price, we just have to change the number from 0% to 15%. Does that work?
Mm. Okay. Actually, my question: do we need to push the rate after the channel adjustment? Because
Right,
that's the hardest thing, right? To push the rate, basically.
right. Yeah, that's tricky. I think. I don't know whether we have to still change the rate or not, but I think we could. But if
Yeah.
we turn on, that's the curious part. If we turn on the auto sync, does it work? Like, will it refresh the price for us?
Sorry.
If we use auto sync,
Auto sync. I haven't tried actually. I mean, I just post the change. After change the price, I just post the rates, basically. I'm not tasting for the auto sync. So then we have to check it.
yeah, we have to check one or the most optimum plan. Like the best case is to get back to that thing, right, where we are able to push it automatically from the API, from the open API, and that's possible. But for like the previous weeks, we cannot yet because we haven't had the bandwidth allocation. But I think it's time to clear our decks.
All right. So the best plan is
Resort to a scalable solution for
sorry
pricing.
for scalable solution. We still have like 1 month, right?
Yeah, we have still 1 month.
Yeah.
Maybe enough. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Fira. I guess anyone wants to add more?
Yeah, does
Yeah.
anyone have any opinion maybe to this or idea for this updates?
Oh yeah, you are a client of the product development team, right? You can actually
Yeah.
request this to product development, right?
Oh, sure. Can. All right. Right.
All right. Yeah. Thank you to Kavidi and Kalilis. Does anyone want to add something regarding this discussion?
Question.
Okay, so Mr. Jing,
Sure. Video or Lilith, either you can answer. Does this applies to bookings taken after January 1st, right? Or
The 1st of December, sir.
7th of December.
7th of December?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
We still have like 1 month before the commission changes.
Hmm.
And I think there will be like a market shock because we will higher our price.
Yeah, that's gonna be when a lot of people book. Actually, oh yeah, for anybody booking, there's no difference, right? Hmm, interesting. Interesting. I think we
Okay.
just need to come with a prioritization plan on this, right? Prioritize the ones that I think have the highest probability and impact if they get booked, and
Mm.
start from those first, and then work your way down to the ones that have the least priority, which are probably like guest houses, right? So I would formulate a prioritization plan so that you divide the work into different tranches, right? Different segments, and those segments probably need to be fully, let's say, converted by a certain time. It's not going to kill us if somebody, like, let's say, books a guest house for a bit less. I'm also guessing there's going to be a huge amount of bullshit around this, right? There's going to be a lot of people who probably push back on this. But let's just say our strategy is we prioritize the ones where the most impact will be, probably like the villas, and those that have the highest daily rental rates. Make sure that those get done before December 7th, and then the rest, you know, in smaller batches as we go out. I don't see any reason why the pushing the rates wouldn't work, right, Vidi? I mean, we're paying Tokit for a reason, no?
No, I think we have to push one by one, right? If we're not using a scalable solution, we have to push each listing one by one. So that's 1,200 listing ish.
Oh fuck, really?
Yeah, that's what we did last May and also last April.
God damn it. Okay. All right. We got quite a lot of people here. We can just have, like, let's say everybody work on 50, right, over the course of 3 days. And would that kind of do it for you, or
Yep. That's
Yeah.
the maybe that's the second plan, I think.
okay?
Or which one? Which plan do you want to prioritize? The scalable one or the?
Um,
Well, let's take a look. Okay.
product product development can help with the scalable one. Then we won't do the second option, right?
Yep, of course.
Okay. I think you should have a cutoff on product development, and then let's say we'll have to implement this plan. If we implement this plan, is there a security risk, Vinny? Because we have to give a lot of people access to the Tokit then, right?
Oh no, Tokit we can like give like we can adjust the users. We can create a user for them, right?
Okay.
So each people will use their own credentials.
Sure. Okay. All right. Then give product a deadline, I think, for getting this ready. And if not, then we're just gonna have to do it manually, I guess. Which is never elegant, but neither is having to pay commissions for this shit. Okay. All right. Is anybody monitoring the market? Have you seen anybody else change their rates already?
Um,
Yeah, yesterday I did some scraping because I had to make a projection, right?
Sure.
Um, the price currently is still a bit normal for one bedroom, two bedroom. It's still
Nobody's
normal for
changing.
Villa. Not yet, yes, but there are some weird ones like outliers, like one bedroom, $200 a day. That's I think that's an outlier, but
Got
most
it.
of them are still the normal ones, sir.
Got it. I'm
what do you
guessing.
mean by normal? Really?
Like one bedroom is around 300 to 400,000. Two
Um,
bedroom is around 800,000.
a day.
Yeah, the price, yeah.
I'm trying to actually calculate this in my head, everyone, right? I'm trying to calculate how difficult it would be for Airbnb to actually do this. It's actually pretty massively difficult because what's going to happen is you're going to change it, and then half your hosts will not have changed, and then they'll refuse to pay the commission, right? And then so Airbnb will have to pay the commission. Otherwise, people will, like, I think the customer support will happen on top, or maybe no, maybe they calculated it. They're probably calculating that they can actually dedicate enough customer support to cover this because there won't be peak season travel this year. Hmm. Okay, might not be that impossible though. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many people actually go through on this one. Um, if not enough people go through, they might not be able to do it. That's the thing, right? It could just kind of trigger a big wave off. But let's assume it's going to happen. Um, do we have any reason to assume that it's not going to happen, Lewis?
Yes, sir.
Do we have any reason to assume that it wouldn't happen?
Um, I don't know, but I don't know. Is is all of the are all of the house sorry host has account manager like us like
No, definitely not. Hell no. There's no way, right? Like imagine it in a major city like Paris. There's probably like 60,000, 100,000 hosts. There's no way the account managers like even me, like when I was managing, I think the market size was about 3 to 500. Half the time we couldn't even get in touch with half the hosts, right? So if we were going to do something big like that, some people host occasionally too. They don't host all the time. So by the time like they reactivate and they see, oh shit, I got 6 bookings all for 15% coming out of my side, they probably would cancel their guests, right? And then Airbnb would just deal with like shitloads of cancellations. It'd be an enormous customer service friction to do this. So I'm wondering how they're going to actually do it successfully. So that's because what's going to happen is this, right? Most likely, what will happen is about 25 to 30% of the hosts won't have changed their prices. So then these people will get a shitload of bookings, right? Because they will be relatively cheap compared to everyone else. So then these people will essentially say, no, I didn't get the message or whatever the hell happened, right? And then they will cancel all those bookings, or a portion of those will get canceled. So then Airbnb has to go and find alternative combinations for like whatever comes out of that. That's the potential cost of this, and whatever effect on the brand. So I'm thinking like it's probably going to be a staged rollout video. It's probably they'll say, "Hey, we mean this," and then not really, right? And then we mean this, and then not really. So it's probably going to be like they try to move over people one sort of facet at a time. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think guests will be essentially paying no commission on December 7th. That's what I'm saying, right? I think the December 7th guests will start probably be paying commission, and then there'll be probably a period in between where the transaction actually happens. But that's if I were doing it. I don't know. Maybe there's less wise people at Airbnb these days. So okay, let's plan on December 7th then. Yeah, let's have our shit in order. Um,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, perhaps we can have a simulation as a guest on December 7th.
perhaps. Yeah, just to see if the guests actually do not have to book the fee. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's most likely the guests will still pay the fee, and then they'll wait for all the hosts to come on board, and then they'll move that over to the other side. Um, that would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Good trip.
So yeah, regarding this discussion about the price structure change on for Airbnb, does anyone has any other opinion? No. So yeah, I think we can move on to the next discussion. Yeah, we still have 2 discussions left. So yeah, to this discussion, how to value or rank each campaign. It's proposed by Kalilis. So yeah, Kalilis, maybe you can explain a bit about this one.
Yeah, because from the last campaign, user asked me about do we need to add more campaigns to the
Yep.
to the sales board.
Yep.
So I'm thinking of how actually we can value the campaign, and it is I think related also with the finance analyst
Yep.
role. So
Yep.
perhaps it is urgently need.
I got a way already in my head, but I'll let you guys kind of jam about and see if you guys arrive at a similar conclusion. So I already have an idea in my head. It's kind of related to physics, but yeah, let's see if anybody else has any parameters that they would like to use to value each campaign.
Right, because I open the questions, then
Right.
video or Fira or Joseph or Nadia perhaps, Mawayan. Do you have any thought?
Wait. You mean a rank like for you, like how you wanna prioritize, or like more like visualization? So
Prioritize, like perhaps Airbnb will be the first. I mean, I believe that Airbnb is the most the largest contributor for our revenue right now. So it is the first prioritization. But how about the other four campaign, for example, like how many resources that we supply and how many actually, yeah, let's say revenue that they actually produce. That's
I
basically.
see. Okay. So I think to make this decision, so we need like the first need the number of the revenue first, a booking revenue, and then we can determine which one is the com, and then publishing and agent and so on.
Okay, so it is the same then, the
Yes,
current arrangement. Okay, so let's over to the other.
publishing is that mean in on Facebook, right?
Yes, oh
Yeah.
yeah, on Facebook. So then by revenue, yeah, Ryan,
Yeah.
perhaps anyone? Yeah, if you have any idea.
Um, I have an idea. I
Yeah,
have a question actually.
you're the chair.
Oh yeah, okay, okay. Thank you. Is it possible to like ranking the campaign based on not only revenue but the booking pace? So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Is it more what is it? Like is it better to rank it based on revenue or booking pace? What do you think? Does anyone has any idea on this? Thank you.
Okay, so revenue or booking phase. So you need you think of choosing one of them. Is that correct?
Uh, yeah, I think those two things can be the considerations of ranking each campaign. So not only by revenue, but also the booking pace can also be the what is it like the the base of ranking each campaign. Yeah, thank you.
Right, Fira, because you're the chair, you can ask anyone in the I mean in the forum. To,
Maybe I would like to hear from Joseph maybe first.
Oh, okay, sure. Thank you. I think the best, I don't know, the best way is to use revenue, like which gives the most revenue. But because if we use booking pace, it's like something with tuna, dolphin, and whales. And if you just focus on the revenue, we know which one gives us the most. So yeah, if you ask me, I think it's based on the revenue. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. So, does anyone want to has any opinion for this? Maybe, yeah. If there's no, uh, I think we can move on to the other
All right,
topic.
let me come back.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Jing.
Okay, so remember, it's a few parts, right? Let's think of our scenario. We're going to survive, so revenue definitely belongs there, right? But let's also think of our overall mission too as well, right? Which is to inspire delight. And then let's think about the mission again, positively transform. Okay? So if you take a look at understand the scenario, understanding the mission, then it should actually be, I think, three things. It should be the revenue, the amount of five-star reviews or satisfied reviews, and then the growth in each channel. So there is a possibility one channel might start growing faster than the other channels, or we might start getting more results than the other channel. So by any measure, then that channel should get more resources because it is likely to overtake another channel in the short term. So, or sorry, in the long term. So I think it's actually these three. It's what is the overall impact today? What is the and impact? We mean two things, right? We mean positive reviews, and we mean revenue. I think it's important never to disassociate one or the other because if you don't get positive reviews, you don't get revenue, right? So these are very very interlinked together anyway. So positive reviews, revenue, and growth. Um, Now, the only other thing I need to take into account is this. Theodore is right. Before, we could just look at the booking pace. That was actually the most important factor. Why? Um, Airbnb's metrics for success is the number of bookings that they get in a year, not the revenue. Okay, why? um, there's this idea of customer lifetime value, right? LTV. So even if, let's say, you are not, let's say you buy Apple products and your first Apple product was a iPod, right? And then your second Apple product was maybe, I don't know, some headphones. Apple probably guesses that if you regularly buy Apple products, your lifetime value eventually, when you get to be 50, might be $20,000, $30,000, right? As long as you're in a habit of buying Apple products, you might go and upgrade to the next thing. Similarly with things like Airbnb, that like if you do a booking, you're probably going to do another booking, you're probably going to do another booking, right? So as long as you have bookings, it indicates two things. It indicates you'll get ranking, which helps us get another booking again. So that's actually more important than the revenue. And it's sort of like it flows that positive feedback cycle. Revenue doesn't create a positive revenue feedback cycle. More revenue doesn't get you more revenue, but bookings definitely do. So revenue we control at Bukit Vista by selecting more expensive property, right? And making sure we get more bookings for that. That's how we essentially optimize our revenue. But the problem right now is that we don't have the benefit of an automatic feedback cycle to just focus on one thing now. So before we could just say we just focus on bookings and that's fine, right? That's why we always looked at booking pace. So because we're looking at, like, say, probe listings, agents, Instagram, we now have to figure out how to complete the rest of that feedback loop, which can be done, right? But it just costs a little bit more. And in the case of Instagram, it's probably going to cost us. Actually, we pay Airbnb now too, right? So let's not forget that. So Airbnb is a cost too. So I think it's that if you can get, let's say, if you can pay Instagram 15% of your revenue and get better results than Airbnb, which I doubt, but let's say it were possible, then that should be where we focus the majority of our energy, right? So that's why I say the growth part. What was the revenue this month? What is the new revenue next month? And if that revenue keeps on going up, then we need to upgrade that as a priority.
Okay, so if I may, Mr. Actually, according to your explanation, then if we observe monthly, then the indicator should be reset according to.
Good. Not reset, but just remember, like I said before, right? BI should keep track of the month to month score so that we see what is the relative impact. But for everybody else, it's just the sum total.
Hmm.
So BI, yes, keep track of what, because prioritizing campaigns is a BI job, right? Nobody else needs to really worry about that. Um, I'm actually, hey, Vidi, I'm actually kind of considering using resetting the month to month thing because it sort of makes it hard to understand anything, right? It
Yep.
sort of makes it hard
Yeah.
to know what the overall progress is. Why don't we do this? Let's finish up this month. Let's try next month. Uh, like, for example, SLAs, right? Um, let's say over even in marketing, it's hard to know, right? Because it looks like we have 6 deals, but how many of those actually
Yeah.
within this?
How long is that, right?
Right, right. So there's a little bit of uncertainty there. So if we did reset all the, I think it could be okay. Let's just do it and see what happens. We can always go back, right? For November, what do you think? Should we reset it?
Yeah, we can always roll back.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say for BI we reset it. Okay. The reason I think it should be okay is also BI is a pretty short cycle. There's not a lot of time that happens between the top of funnel and the bottom of funnel. For me, that means then you don't have as much phase gap, right, between like an action and then what the result was, and not have that sort of fall between different months. But yeah, I would use those metrics. So see what the revenue is from each campaign, see what the growth is it compared to the previous month, and if it grows a lot, then it needs to be upgraded. Now, here is the next question. We need a single number then, right? Not a three numbers, because three numbers we can't make a decision.
Yep.
So how do we make that single number? And this question perhaps is to Vidi. How would you make a single number combining all three aspects?
Um, Put a weight on it.
Ah, yes, that's right. That is it.
Like, yeah, which one of the three like contribute to the weight? Like maybe revenue because it's a North Star KPI, it's
Right.
0.7. Review because it's and we are not sure whether it will pull back to the top of the funnel, like how effective it is. It's
Mhm.
0.1. Growth is 0.2.
Hmm?
Let's try out the different variable or coefficient that you think sounds right at the moment.
Okay, let's give that a shot then. We'll put a weight to each particular factor, given its tendency. If I'm not mistaken, Lilith, I don't think there'd be that drastic of a movement on each of the campaigns. I think where they are now is probably where they will end up. Like we have to just ask ourselves the engineering behind each platform. Airbnb is optimized to do exactly this, right? Would Instagram ever overpower Airbnb? I don't know, unless we found a very, very juicy Instagram audience that loves our properties, right? A very, very specific fit. But generally, no. I would never expect Instagram to overpower Airbnb. Just like you would never expect a donkey to beat a race car on a regular road. Now, if the race was on like sort of a hill with no road, maybe the donkey would win, right? But it's similar the way I see it. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, let's be scientific about it. Let's give each one a weight, and then ask ourselves what we want to do.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. And actually, my further questions, can we divide the direct revenue according to campaign? PD. I mean,
Good question.
on Pablo.
According to the campaign,
Yes.
yeah, it's technically possible. We just have to add more one more columns in the table. You can request to Kabayu directly for the one.
Is that related to bigger listing?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Because when we receive direct booking, I guess the AGR should input the name of the listing, which is like
No,
direct
no,
or something
no,
like that.
no. If
No?
it's direct, then you separate it into another column. But technically speaking, no, you don't have to have another listing for listing Instagram or listing something. No, still listing direct, but we can separate it by adding another column.
Okay, okay. Great then. Thank you.
Okay, I think it's due to the time is already past the actual time, and we still have one more topic. Do you think we have to extend or no? What do you think? Does anyone
Let's give,
want to say something about this? Yeah.
let's just give this 5 minutes. I think that should be enough. Yeah, Mrs. Chair. So, Lilith, do we need a finance analyst urgently? Uh, no, I don't know. I don't know. We came up
Yeah,
with that because we had a person, right? But if we don't have a person, then I don't think so. I don't know.
because HR, sorry, HR asked me about this. Then, actually, this role is coming from you and by you, right?
We came up
At the
with it
first
because we
time.
had candidates, and we're like, okay, if we have a candidate, then let's put them to use, right? So this was more like if we have the resource, let's give them a role. But I don't, I don't know. I don't know. So it's a little bit weird. But this role is mainly to find: are we wasting money and resources on something that we shouldn't be, right? Um,
Yep.
so I don't think so. I think we have a pretty clear guideline and framework. I mean, we have our SLAs, we have our campaigns, and if the campaign isn't working, I don't think we need a financial analyst to tell us it's not working. It would be good to just record kind of like objectively what goes into the campaign, like how many hours of time, what is the cost. That would be interesting, but at this point, it's more of a curiosity than a necessity. What do
Okay
you think,
then.
everyone? What do you think, Lois?
I think I need an other people to have opinion first. VD first, because yeah, I have my opinion, but yeah, let's.
Well, I think finance analyst. You mean in the sense like what we're spending on just the balance sheet, or do
No,
you?
no. The one like who we fire. What is the name? Uh,
Son,
has yeah, our son. So they analyze our work, how many hours we spend and how much we gain, basically like that. So activity based costing, something like that.
Um, yeah, I think I tend to agree with Mr. Jing. Currently, not yet because the number that we have right now is still manageable. I think it's still we can still visualize it. Like, oh yeah, we this needs to be prioritized. This doesn't need to be prioritized. But maybe if we get bigger, then we will need it. But not right now. I think.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, yan.
This is sound very interesting for me as well. Um, but if we wanted to see this, what you call, you have to have like price tag on each hour on activity, and then we can calculate, right?
we could probably calculate that already, actually. Um, just roughly, right? We know how many. We can even make it like a general recommendation across the company on priority one campaigns.
Or
2 hours
or
a day. On priority two campaigns, spend 1 hour a day. Priority
or
three campaigns.
or to start just to curiosity, like each person, like how many hours, just a report, just have a balance sheet, how many hours you're
Yeah,
working on this and
sure.
this, and then everyone can see like, oh, I spend this much time, and then and then you can analyze it. I think it's not too hard to but you need to figure out like how much is the price tag of the per hour per people on each campaign. So yeah, it can be done.
But it's just extra work right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. But everyone contribute, I think can be done. Like for example, like from Wayana, like in a week, what the most hour that you spend and what campaign, and then what contribution, and then for example, how many hours I spend on helping abroad to do finance, how long I spend hours to contact
Actually,
owner. Yeah.
the best way to do that, Vidi, is there probably a tool that can analyze your Google Calendar and just parse that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that
Right,
can be.
on
And
Google.
like your Google Calendar, we are already doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we all have scheduled on Google Calendar. If
yeah, we are already analyzing the Google Calendar from employees to check off days.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it's already available in bigger dashboard. But there's a bug like a few days ago, but it's already a feature that we're working on.
Okay.
But we've already connected to Google Calendar API.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. You just parse the employee calendar and you can tell you how many hours you're working on each particular campaign or each particular SLA. And then you'll know, right? You'll see
yeah,
what it is. I think that would be a good tool, Vidi. I think that would be a good employee sort of self monitoring tool. You can be like, oh my God, I spent 40 hours working on this and it didn't move.
yeah,
So yeah, that would be very good.
yeah. If that can be done, and then just put price tag, like, each campaign, and then you will get automated calculate its person productivity. Yeah, that's it from me.
Okay, thank you everyone. I think it's enough for this one. So I'll just say to HR that we currently don't, not really don't need, but we don't search for a finance analyst currently. Thank you. Back to chair.
Okay, thank you. I don't think we can continue more, and yeah, because we have already past the time, and yeah, thank you everyone for coming for in today's scrum, and also I would like to apologize because we're like more than what we have expected. It's finished late, so yeah, I'm really sorry for that. And that's all. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you, Fira, and thank you for your return for the first time. That was exciting.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any feedback maybe from?
Oh,
Fira.
feedback. Yes. Okay, feedback time.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to ask, do you want to ask feedback?
Sorry.
Do you want to ask feedback from anybody here in the
Yeah.
forum?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So if you have time or have no other further activities, I want to ask some feedbacks from
Mira,
you.
I need to go.
Oh, yeah.
Harus ada meeting lagi.
Ryan, thank you for
Thank you, Moyan. Yeah, you can ask feedback for anyone that's still in the forum, one by one, Fira.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can start from Kalilis. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, this is your first time, and you cover all the steps basically, but there's some thing that you can improve. First, in terms of campaign review, perhaps later on you can check on the campaign one by one, and you can review it by yourself. I mean, this campaign we have like how many campaigns and what is the performance of each, and then for the tableau itself, I think you have to do a deeper understanding first before leading the meeting, and you can come with some insights that is interesting to discuss during the meeting. Um, what again? I think do you know first? Like,
Yeah. A lot.
yeah. I think when you speak like first time with me, your English is very fluent, and perhaps because this is the first time leading meeting, then I guess you a bit nervous and kind of thinking of what to say. That one, maybe that's only a needs to practice. So I guess well done for today. Thank you very much for leading us, Vira. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kalilis. Yeah, we can go to Joseph. Maybe you have any opinion on how I
Okay,
did the meeting?
thank you. Yeah, actually, you done well in your first sharing. I mean, you got the flow, which is good. And if you do this 3 or 4 more times, I know you'll do well. And maybe things that you can improve is like on the Tableau side, like reading the insights. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you. Can we can continue to Kavidi? You have any feedback for me?
Thank you. So yeah, there are some interesting things, but generally the steps are kind of like correct. Uh, some like regarding the task, and I think Liz mentioned the campaign. I think if have you read the updates of the people's card prior to the meeting? Like how often do you read people's card in BI? No, it's a question. Like how often do you? Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, yeah, every day I do the table card, seeing the pivot, but I don't know why is it like blank
Yeah, you
before.
you
So
go blank.
I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Yeah. The thing.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, maybe next time if you're not, if you are more confident, then you'll be able to like refer back to like stuff that happened throughout the week because we only have once a week Scrum, and if you'd like to challenge some of the progress that happened prior to the meeting, that would be good. That's one. Second, regarding Tableau, are you aware that we have another sheet to track inquiry pace?
I think yeah. With the inquiry one, yeah, yeah.
Inquiry
I,
pace, yeah. Usually that in general that's quite important because we are able to like track. Currently, we don't have like a lot of bookings, right? But we have tons of inquiries. Hence, we can kind of like relate whether we are converting inquiries to bookings well or not. And also in the inquiry pace, we are also able to see which area are relevant, which properties are relevant. That's one. Maybe next time we can look at the inquiry pace. And then also regarding the discussion, okay, Tableau, yeah, maybe more understanding on Tableau and also the insights so that we can have an exciting discussion basically. Regarding the discussion itself, it's already pretty good, but maybe don't forget to like put conclude the discussions. I think that's very important to conclude discussion. What's the outcome? Maybe if even if the conclusion is not made by you, you can kind of like uh, restate the conclusion of that discussion so that people don't forget, or if there are any dependencies that people should do, stuff like that. Finally, maybe uh, like on this kind of discussion, when you're asking people, ask from the most junior one. Yeah, I think Lilith should be asked before messaging because she's the PCL, right? And then maybe like first Joseph, then me, then Lilith, then messaging. Why? Because we would want to like, if people who are more experienced answer first, uh, the juniors will kind of like tend to follow people's the seniors answer. So we'd want them to like express opinions first because we're learning together, right? Even in discussion, if you be more like a little bit more engaging and stuff like that during discussion, because some people might be a bit shy to like express their opinions, right? But in general, it's good. You followed a lot of instruction. I believe Lila's coached you on this, and as usual, she's a good mentor. And keep up the good work. Thank you, Fira.
thank you. Yeah. Actually, I have one question. I'm kind of confusing with the order of asking question because when I saw the video, it started from Kavidi or Kalilis first, and then to yeah me, Kak Joseph or Tara, and
Oh,
yeah.
for the one, it depends on the question also, right? If it's like a question which is more managemental, but if it's strategies usually we last like the normal people like, but if it's related to leadership, for example, maybe the juniors will not have any visibility around leadership stuff, so that kind of saves time to like have them jumble around. It's better than they're jumbling around.
Very good.
Thank you, Kavidi, and yeah. I think we can move to Mr. Jing, please. I know you have you maybe you I 100% sure you have a lot of feedback for me.
Actually, not. I think your team here has given you really excellent feedback, very comprehensive, more than I actually could think about at the moment. I agree. There's a lot involved in. I'll just sort of center it a little bit, right? So, as a chair, you're experiencing leadership. And as a leader, what you're really doing is you are trying to gather facts together so that you can make a decision, so that the group can make a decision on what to do. So, there's a few things that sort of other people might not have mentioned, but I think is very important to keep in mind. The first thing is your tone. Um, your tone affects how rigid the meeting will go. If your tone is assertive, decisive, then the meeting will be assertive and decisive. If your tone is sort of lost and sort of wishy-washy, then the meeting will feel that way too, because it'll feel like we are not arriving at any decisions. So I know this is probably your first time, and it's going to be a jump to sort of do that, but fake it till you make it. Pretend you know what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, it will at least, I think, correct. You'll fail fast this way, right? And you'll be able to say, okay, all right, I know this is wrong. But like I would say, if you're driving a car, sort of in this particular way, make hard turns, right? Make very decisive turns. Like go, okay, all right, you're going left. I'm going right. So that everyone sees where you're going. To walk the middle path is actually surprisingly, I feel, the worst path, right? Because it's not clear where we're going to go. So say, okay, what I understand from this discussion is that we're going to do this, and people might go, no, that's not what we mean. But at least then you've stated it. Okay, thank you, Vinny. So tone is important. The second thing I think is just keeping kind of a relaxed pace at it. At the end of the day, it's fairly mechanical. So don't take it too personally. You're not on stage. Nobody's judging a performance. It's not like a talent show. So you can just sort of guide us. What do we need to make a decision on? What is uncertain? When you're new here, the biggest benefit is whatever you're uncertain about, other people are probably uncertain too, right? And it's your job to ask for clarity and use that position to get the most clarity about everything. Um, I always said a great chair should be the person who is probably the least knowledgeable in the room and should be asking all the questions such that everyone can be knowledgeable. So don't avoid that feeling of I don't know. Embrace it and attack it and really drive out the answers until it's very clear. Um, I think you're going to do fine. Honestly, I think you're very observant already. Like you noticed what Vidi did differently in between the videos, so that's really good. And I would just emphasize maybe a bit more practice. What you saw and what Vidi just said about the why do we do juniors up and sometimes why do on the previous videos we start with seniors, it's related to context. So the context of each question is slightly different. Like Vinny said, it's a leadership question, but sometimes it's that. But yeah, in general, there are going to be times that you want to open things up and ask for more opinions, and then towards the end, you should try to close things up and get us sort of locked into one particular idea, and not leave it just sort of okay. We've talked about a lot of opinions, and now there's 6 things that we can do, but what are we actually going to do? So that's pretty much it. Be decisive, be focused, and be playful. Use it as a learning opportunity. That's it. I think you did really well for your first time. And I think your team here will help you do even better next time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jing. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you, Khalil.